when it comes to the society and the parents and I think religious leaders, we don't even want to talk about this thing.
Yes, we don't want to talk about it.
We don't even. I don't know if your parents are afraid. Maybe I can't talk this thing with my kids. I don't know. I don't know if religious leaders maybe are afraid because pornography affects watu kabisa. I know what there's something called cartoon, and then siku hizo wazazi wanasema watch cartoon. Sina watch cartoon.
Yes.
Do you know these people of pornography? They realize that kids love cartoon more.
This is where we talk about parenting.
Hello viewers, welcome back to our #1 channel.
When you talk about pornography, that thing we need even to dwell in that story.
Yes.
Yeah, in that matter, pornography is really affecting young kids right now.
Yeah.
And parents, I don't believe that kids watch that thing. You look at your kid. Your kid is so innocent.
Yes, and very young.
And very young, so you can't even imagine that your kid is watching something like that.
Yeah.
But you know what? This thing we need to talk about it more and more.
Yes.
But when it comes to the society and the parents and I think religious leaders, we don't even want to talk about this thing.
Yes, we don't want to talk about it.
We don't even. I don't know if your parents are afraid. Maybe I can't talk this thing with my kids. I don't know. I don't know if religious leaders maybe are afraid. Because pornography affects watu kabisa. I know what there's something called cartoon, and then siku hizo wazazi wanasema watch cartoon. Sina watch cartoon.
Yes.
Do you know these people of pornography? They realize that kids love cartoon. So nowadays kuna zile cartoon za pornography.
Yes.
So you will assume that my kid is watching a cartoon, but you know what? Mtoto ana watch pornography each and every time. Anaweka kwa mind yake each and every time. So you end up mtoto na grow kaa mind yake shakuwa rooted already.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that the other thing that we parents need to do, let's talk about sex and sexualities. Because now you umeficha yote and then you've allowed your children to watch cartoon. But they hear cartoon today, it comes with a lot of sexual topics or something. Or sexual acts. Yeah. So that mtoto ako tu hapo and you think your child is watching cartoon, lakini a child who is already 3-year-old has already been introduced to these things na ameintroduciwa na ubaya,
Yeah.
Because if you sat the child down, of course you can't start talking about sex with a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
They'll not understand.
Yeah.
But if you find time and speak to, for example, a 10-year-old,
yeah.
and tell them, you have to know these things. It's important that you know them.
Yeah.
And all that,
Yeah.
Then you are enlightening your child. So when they see it in their cartoon, they
Yeah.
will come back to you.
Yeah.
You create a situation whereby you can speak, the children can talk to you, and they can tell you anything.
When it comes to sex and money, those are two things parents don't even want to involve themselves in.
Yeah.
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 Sex and money, those things I think zinaendana. Because when you talk about sex, you talk about money. When you talk about money, you talk about sex.
Yeah.
Not that money is bad. Money is very good.
Yeah.
But when it comes to misusement, I think money becomes bad.
Yes.
Yeah. And sex and money, I think they are going
hand in hand.
Because if I know that mtoto akiweza kutafuta pesa kwa njia nyingine, ataingia kwa njia ya sex.
Yeah.
Now sex is involved.
Yes.
And when you talk about pure sex, sex, it's about pesa bado itakuwa involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you talk about your kids about money, the way he or she should look for money, the right money,
Yeah.
I don't think sex will be involved.
Yeah.
So you have to tell your kids, talk about sex with your kids. Mwambie tu kweli, sex ni hivi na hivi na hivi. Sex si mbaya, but ni mbaya kwa hivi fulani.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ni mbaya kama bado maybe hujakuwa kwa ndoa.
Yeah.
Lakini ukishafika kwa ndoa umeruhusiwa, but before ndoa ni mbaya, unaona?
Yeah.
You just be free with
the
your
children.
children.
Yeah.
And I think if you be free with the children, I don't think if kama tu ni mtu amekuwa brain tu vizuri, atakumesi hata mess cause atajua tu wenyewe hii kitu nikifanya hivi mimi ndio nitakalimesha yangu, si maisha mamangu. Unaona? Wafundishe tu waambie hii sex ukifanya hivi ndio itakuletea ugonjwa. Na ukimisuse hivi pia itakuleta consequences zingine, unaona? Na si ati mimi ati ndio nitakuwa na hiyo ugonjwa na mimi. Ni wewe, si unaona? So you know, even though utamess utasin and finally God will forgive you. You know, God will forgive you because God is something, God is someone we can't even describe. Always forgive. But you know one thing, forgive, but you know what I'm punish. Because already you have I think you have the same word already, you know? And you will live with that thing, you know, to regret at least to honor. God will forgive, but you will live with that thing, you know? So parents, it's high time we talk with our kids. Kishaona kwa hivi na hivi, just sit down with your kids. Because but then I don't believe nowadays Ken na nini kiboko inaweza. Kiboko tunaweza chapa mtoto watu wa siku hizi wanaweza chapa na hadi baada hapo tu. So ukimuongelesha tu vizuri, uanze kumbring kwa vizuri, hata hiyo respect itabaki. But I think to some parents pia I think they are overdoing their parenting. You know, you find out that maybe I suffer so much, you know, I suffered so much, so I don't want my kid to go through that.
What I went through.
So you find out that atapea mtoto wake, atambembeleza sana, unaona? Sana yenye hata haizi mwambia kitu, cause atake mtoto wake aende venye alienda, unaona? So anamoverlove. I know when it comes to overloving the kids, my friends, you are just messing up the kids. Because atajua too obvious, ni huyo mama kwa hivi haizi niambia kitu. Ufind out that mtoto sio hata hana heshima na mama, hata pia mama waende ba. But then I remember very well where naishi kulikuwa na kijana mmoja. Kijana anaweza rudi hadi jioni na akitoka kukunywa. Ni tile bado alikuwa form 3. Anabebea mamake pia pombe hapo kidogo anakuja kukunywa kwa mimi. Na mama kuna kijana anafanya cause mama anapenda kijana ni the only son. Anapenda kijana sana. So watafanya nini?
Wanakunywa pamoja.
Atamletea girlfriend mmoja leo, kesha amletee mwingine, hata baadaye amletee wawili. Mama ako tu happy, hataki mtu asumbue mtoto wake. So overloving, I think you're messing up.
You're messing up. And the person being messed up is the one going to face the consequences. Wow, it's amazing to have people who are still, you know, young parents talk about these things, because it means tomorrow when you are now an old parent, you have an idea of how it goes through. And then you already know now, I can take care of my child this way because I learned from my neighbors when I was still very young. So what are some of those challenges that you've seen currently going on in the parenting society?
I think first of all, the main one is communication. Communication in the family is a challenge. You know, when we don't talk, when we don't communicate with our kids, with the family, you find out that it becomes so difficult. Because hauna ile time ya kukaa chini na mtoto, so communication I think inakujikwembele. And then we can't blame it because the society is like that. You know, the environment. The environment you live in with your kids. I think it matters a lot. The people your kids will relate to in school, things like that. I think it matters a lot. But I think even though the environment, the society we live in, I think when you train your child, you have to bring your child very well from the beginning, each and every time. I think hata kwa society akienda, still I think kama ni child pia akotona wisdom, I don't think if at a mess. But you know, peer pressure pia haikuanga. But you know, I think you bring your child in the right way, and then you pray. Prayers matter a lot.
They matter, they do.
Because there's no way you can train your child and you're not even praying.
True.
You know, God is always great. And for you maybe after kuweka mtoto aendelee, Mungu pia ukimuinvolve kwa Mungu pia, inafika time pia pressure na drive. but Mungu naye anamuokoa bado, unaona.
Yeah.
So in the society we live, so rotten.
Yeah.
The people, your kids involved with, unaona.
Yeah.
Aende mali apate mwingine pia anataka pesa kwa njia nyingine, yeye pia anataka kukuwa na hiyo, ndio akuwe na pesa yake, unaona. Yeye ataona nikana anataka pesa, but ataona consequences itakuja baadaye. So I think hizo ndio affect familia yetu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, as we come to an end of this discussion, tuko kwa ground sisi, and most of the times we see how these things happen. Today, if my child is not the child I expect them to be, it affects the whole society. It will affect you, it will affect me, it will affect my neighbor, and it will affect the church. If the child is it has been brought up the best way or the right way, the child is good for the whole society. If a child is broken, the society is broken. If parenting is not going the right way, it is our society that is affected. So, Awilo, please give us your parting shot as we close up the discussion. Okay,
I think when you wind up, I think I was talking to an old man. I always like to associate myself with those big people, the old people, at least to learn something from them.
Yeah.
And I realized that the difference between the old people and the coming generation which we has, the difference I think is that nowadays tumewekwa in that usichape mtoto wa mwingine. Unajua ile kitambo ilikuwa kwa society nasikia ukikosa utapata mtu mwingine atakuchapa from somewhere.
Yes.
Hata kuacha ati ni mtu wa nani siwezi chapa, unaona.
Yes.
Atakuchapa because anajua wewe pia ni wa hiyo society, na ukinini mtoto anasemaga ni wa society, si mtoto wa babake, unaona. So they believe that hata mtu mwingine akikuchapa, parents walipeana permission that ukiona mtoto wangu amesi mahali deal na yeye, unaona. But nowadays tumependa watoto wetu sana.